Okay, so the most important thing, whatever cup you're picking, whatever size, you want to measure the biggest part. And I have this baby head measuring tape, the biggest part around. So you can see it's like 5 and maybe 15 sixteenths or 14 sixteenths, something like that. So just get it as close as you can, and then ask your Alexa, Echo, what is 14 sixteenths in a decimal?
7/8 as a decimal is 0.875.
0.875. So this would be 10.875 inches, and that will come into play in a little bit. All right, next, you want to measure how long your cup is. So I'm going to use the same thing, even though it starts at 3. Don't watch me struggle. 3, and then I count the little things on it. That's 4, 8, 9, 10 sixteenths. I'll do the same thing. Echo, what is 10 sixteenths in a decimal?
5/8 as a decimal is 0.625.
0.625, so it'll be 5.625. So write that down. All right, so now we're in light burn. This is the image I want to put on my 20 ounce. For right now, I usually like using inches, but we're going to use millimeters because it's a lot more accurate. So I know that my inches is 10.875 around and 5.625 tall. So I'm going to convert that from inches to millimeters, which I already have written down, and it's already saved, which is actually right here. 144.2 and 276.229. This is most important. Your height, 276, that's how long it is. So going around the cup, that is probably your most important. The 276.229, when you go into your laser rotary setup, this right here needs to match 226.279. That is how you are going to make sure that you absolutely meet at the center line. If you are off by just a smidge, then that's what you're going to need to adjust. Then that means your measurement on your cup maybe was off by a few millimeters. But also, when you have a cup that tapers towards the bottom, giving it a little less on your rotation is going to help solve that problem. So it will sometimes automatically adjust, but if you have a cup like this where there's not a huge taper like this, you're not going to have that problem. You're going to want to make sure that your height here matches your circumference here. And if you've measured your cup, then you're right on track. All right, step 1, when you've got your laser turned on, you get your pie burn plugged in. The most important thing before you actually plug it in, I've already checked this, but you want to measure to make sure that it is straight across. And the way I do that is I have a measuring tape, and I measure, here it is, I measure from the red, the back of my red right here, all the way to the wall. And I see that I'm at the 4. See, it's touching the wall and it's at the 4. And then I will come to the other side over here and do the same thing, and we're at the 4. So we're good to go. The other thing that we're going to check is, see this little screw right here? This one, or even that one. You're going to want to move your laser head before you plug it in, and make sure that you are as close as you can to that little screw. If you're off by just a little bit, you're fine, but as long as you've got it pretty close, you're going to be good to go. Then you're going to come over here to your computer screen, go laser tools, machine setting, and you're gonna load from file. You should have your USB, which will have your chuck pie burn settings for Mira 7, Mira 9, whatever it is that you have. You're gonna click on that, you're gonna open it, and it's reading that setting. We're gonna write it to your machine and hit OK. And then we are going back into laser tools. We are going to rotary setup, depending on what rotary we have. This is the pie burn grip that we're using. So we're gonna have a chuck, we're gonna enable rotary, and the most important thing is that the circumference of the cup matches your height up here. So that is going to be 276.229. We're gonna hit OK. So now let's put a cup on the machine. Okay. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to put our tumbler on. This is the 20 ounce. You should have these 2 little clips. You're gonna put one in the red side that has a hole and one in the silver side that has a hole. And that's how you're gonna tighten it. You're gonna pull the silver towards you and push the red forward. Then we're gonna bring this over. We're gonna lower it down. So in the back, there's a knob that brings it up and down. You're gonna lower it down. And the other little screw is what allows it to tighten up when you get it side to side. So first and most important, you wanna make sure that it's level. So I have my little level here, and I'm gonna put it on there, and I'm seeing that it's not level. So it's screwed on tight, it's not gonna fall off of here, but we're gonna loosen up those pieces so that I can rest this piece on those wheels. We're gonna, once I've got it in place, I'm gonna lock it into place with the little screw on the back, and then I'm going to raise this up until my level right here comes to the middle, my little bubble. We're gonna put the level in the middle. Put the level in the middle, okay? Once you've got that level, make sure your wheels are touching the back end. There you go. Then we'll tighten up. Whoop! I was a little too forceful there. Tighten these up. And I think we're ready to go. So we're going to move over the laser. Get it to right about as close as you can to the silver line. Sometimes it can be a little fickle. Sometimes we're going to start all over, and that makes. Okay, so I have set the origin. I've got the right focal height of 8.5 to 10. I have sent the image over. It's 350, 35, 35. And I've checked my focal height. Everything's good to go. So my pencil mark is here. I'm going to frame it just to make sure it lines back up. And there's my pencil line. Perfect. And it looks like it goes a little bit past the silver on this cup. So in that case, I would go ahead and just shrink the image height just a little bit. I'm sorry, the width. All cups are a little different, so I like to just check them. So I'm gonna change the width by just maybe 3 millimeters, if that, just so that it'll all fit on the cup.